Someone asked me there about the my pet goat ritual that happened on 9/11. Was it a ritual? No, it wasn't a planned ritual, but this is all part of someone said to me also, well, how do I develop my psychic intuition to read psychic weather? Here's how. This is a good example of it. If you don't know about it, as 9/11 was happening, George Bush Jr. was in a kids' school somewhere in America, and he was reading a book called My Pet Goat and holding it upside down. Now, he wasn't really paying attention because he knew he'd been told in the car that the shit had gone down. This is not a video about 9/11 conspiracies. I don't go there. I'm not interested. This is a video about the magical effects and the paranormal quantum matrix stuff surrounding 9/11, which I'm extremely interested in. Now, he was holding the book My Pet Goat upside down. And all the kids were reading names off the blackboard that said plane, hit, steal. It sends shivers down your spine, okay? Now, what had happened then was, this was literally the matrix being ripped asunder. That was not a black magic Illuminati ritual, as all these like truthers and truth research morons will tell you, because they know nothing about the occult and they know nothing about magic, except what they got from their Christian Bible Belt or Theosophist origins from their wealthy Illuminati families before they became researchers. Isn't that right, Sammy boy? And so the My Pet Goat thing, okay? The My Pet Goat thing was literally psychic weather in action. You watch that and you can see Bush was told it was going down. It was happening. He was obviously in a state of shock. And because space-time doesn't mean anything during these events, things happen and they are turbulence and happens. That book had been picked in advance. It didn't really matter. It was probably just a book called My Pet Goat. It had nothing to do with Baphomet. These people don't worship Baphomet. These people worship Jesus Christ, Yahweh, and Mohammed. That's who they worship. That's who their demon gods are. They're not Baphomet. This is stuff made up by these ridiculous researchers. Which actually, no, I shouldn't say that's not fair. I think people like Freeman have done fantastic work, and I have a lot of time for that guy. His heart is in the right place, and that was all part of his own. Some of them are really good people, and I shouldn't say that, but none of them are very arrogant and nasty about it, and they talk down to you like you're stupid because you don't believe that that's Baphomet. So I retract that. I have to say some of the people that do have done it in the past 10 years were good people whose hearts were in the right place. They were probably just following a Christian kind of timeline or something. So let me get that out of the way. I'm not putting down everyone who ever said that, my pet goat was about Baphomet. So, it's understandable until you know more about magic. Then you realize it's actually what's happening is a passive ritual. Now, that's what 9/11 was a passive ritual. No one sat down and planned 9/11 as a magic ritual. It became one because of the sheer intensity of it. And the sheer intensity of what was going on was encapsulated by those children. That school teacher wrote those words on the blackboard, not because the CIA gave her a piece of paper, the Illuminati told her to do it, not because she was in on it, she was an part of the attack. No, those words came to her subconsciously into her head. They just came subconsciously into her head. This is how you read the psychic weather. It came, that's what happened. You when something pops into your head like that, you ask yourself why, or else you analyze later on. This is all part of the magical process. Is you analyze later on, and so that's what happened there. Bush held the book upside down because, he wasn't paying attention. It's not because he was a moron. That's not the case at all. He wasn't paying attention, and he was just as much caught up in the passive witchery as anyone else. So that's what the My Pet Goat thing was. Yes, it is amazing. Yes, it was real. Yes, it is one of the things that you should look at and say, there's proof that the universe is malleable and reality is not as it seemed. but it wasn't a planned ritual. It wasn't a sacrifice to Molech or Baphomet or anything like that. It was what I've been telling you for years. We get clues all around us. Before the hammer hits the anvil of the psyche, the arm swings. When the arm is swinging, you get messages brought to you. The hammer just didn't land on the anvil. The hammer was swung by a hand. And when you can start observing the hands moving before it hits the anvil, or aware of what hand was striking the anvil and why it was striking it, that's when you become aware to the psychic weather and how to read it. So that is what my pet goat was about. Yes, it was amazing. Was it a part of a magical ritual planned by the elite? No.